You have no new notifications or reminders, and Happy New Year's! May all your wishes come true in a new, bountiful year filled with health and joy. I'll leave the closet open in case you want to hide from all the noise. Thanks. What do we got? Nothing new, it looks like. The augmented eye is down for maintenance. Sorry for the inconvenience. Admin Chris, I want to stop the epic maiming for a while just to say thank you. Big thanks to each and every one of you who brought this game. Thank you for reaching up to this point into the game. And thank you for all your tweeting, all your questioning through Tumblr, all the emails, etc., etc. Even though I wouldn't answer every single thing, we can't stress how much we appreciate all the messages we got. Thank you very much. The road was rocky, things weren't as smooth as we had hoped around the end of development. We even had some people actively trying to sabotage our work, but like Big Match John, we beat the odds and kicked out at 2. Thank you for reading through all of my nonsense. Hope it wasn't too heavy-handed. Let's fill the world with badass cuties. This thread is closed. Well, that's a nice little thing, because I'm guessing that Chris and Fairfair are actual developers from the game. Cool. And I don't think there's anything new in Miki. Yep. But what we do have is... yeah, we're getting that for our wallpaper for today. Actually, I forgot I can get... oh, yeah, we only have those ones. I like my bullets, so we're going to keep the bullets. And then let us just drop the final save, probably. And... anything else we can buy? We bought most of the stuff. I'm buying that because this is the tea that you need for when Miki shows up. Well, time to go to work. Well, let's see. Gil is in the back getting everything ready. I'll go grab some food I've ordered, and they only agreed to work on New Year's if I went to pick it up myself. Are you alright? I'm scared. Gabby will show up any minute, and relax. Everything will be alright, I can assure you of that. Drink something, maybe that will cheer you up. Maybe. I'll leave you for a bit, but keep your chin up. If you're getting through this, I'll give you, I don't know, a hug. Does that work? A hug? A big one. A reward for everything's or after everything's said and done. Gotta go. You can do it. Right. Everything's fine. You've been avoiding this for all these years. Now it's time to face it head on. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything will be better after I talk to Gabby, and I'm sure my hallucination's going to show up right now. Boss might even give me a hug. I'm okay. Hello? Gabby. Come in. Excuse me. Welcome to the... Hey. You talk first. No, well... some days ago I got a letter. And even odder than getting a letter is the fact that it was from your sister. A what? My sister sent you a letter? That's the first I've heard of it. What did it say? I don't know. I never opened it. At least not until now. Huh? I figured I should read it with you. Yeah, let's do that. Let's read it. Alright then. Sorry. Just that? Yep. Isn't there anything else in the letter? Maybe on the back. This is just like your sister. I spent days worried about this letter, not wanting to open it for fear of what it might contain. I lost sleep and appetite thinking about it. And after all these worries, after all those problems, after all these years not talking to her, she sends me a letter. A fucking letter of all things. And she just says, sorry. Sorry for what? For our fight? For not talking all these years? Now I'm fucking pissed. Are you laughing? Sorry, it's just... I remember all the times my sister provoked you that way. Like that time where she gave you chocolate labeled 1, 2, and 4 during Valentine's Day. And you get pissed about the lack of 3. Or that time when you left an unopened beer bottle on the table, she sneakily opened it and took a sip. She didn't tell you she did it, and you were confused all day long. She always bragged she knew me like the back of her hand. If the letter was supposed to piss me off like that, I guess she had all the right to brag. Maybe she was being sincere, though. She did express to me that she was sorry on more than one occasion. She did, huh? You told me she died from localized nanomachine rejection, right? In her heart, yeah. Instead of the massive rejection that always makes the news, her case was far more focused. They usually amputate or replace the part and call it a day, but organs are different. The condition made her susceptible to transplant rejection. Not to mention, artificial hearts and genetic treatment were out of the question. Yep. Thing is, apparently she suffered that since she was 18, but kept it secret from everybody. Why? Hell if I know. I was angry to learn that she hid it. Why didn't she tell me? Was it to avoid worrying me? Was she ashamed? What was it? Wait, how did she live so normally then? She had to use a serum, shots near her heart every 3 days. Apparently the serum burns like hell. The shots even left her a nasty mark where she had to apply them. So that thing near her left breast wasn't a birthmark. And the rejection was what ended up killing her? The nanomachine rejection wasn't what ended up killing her, but they couldn't find what made her so vulnerable. Doctors said she might have missed a shot, or the shot made her other defenses grow weaker. The condition couldn't have just gone nuts out of nowhere. Or maybe it was blood pressure. Maybe it was a regular heart attack and the rejection acted afterwards. They don't know. She kept it a secret from everyone, so nobody knows. Maybe if she had told me about it, I could have helped her. Maybe she'd still be alive. Maybe she would have faced alone instead of just dying in her sleep. Thinking about what's if won't bring her back. Huh? I spent so much time hammering myself with what ifs after you told me she died. What if I waited to cool down a bit back then? What if I had just swallowed my fears and at that very moment? What if I had apologized earlier? What if I had given a chance to researching institute thing back then? And the amount of just increased threefold after I lashed out at you the other day. But today, I realized something. Having such regrets with the dead is a hollow effort. You're alive. You're here. I can't make amends with you, but I can make amends with the dead. I can't apologize to her like I can apologize to you right now. Jill. Lenore, she's resting now. She's just resting after having that heart condition all these years. She didn't have to face it alone, though. If she only... So, let's celebrate her life and achievements. If we are to mourn, let us mourn together. If we are to honor her, let's do it together. Together? Lenore was a fun-loving person. The best we can do right now is try to lighten up, even if it's only for a moment. I need to ask, though, did she really start to complain about chest pains shortly after I left? No. She didn't get visibly worse after you left or anything. Everything was actually too sudden. She did complain about chest pains from time to time, but that actually goes away back before you left. Back then, we thought it was just acid reflux or something. Gods, I even blamed her death on you. I was just too angry back then, and part of me just wanted to put the blame on someone or something. And you didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry too, you know? We both have things to apologize for. Don't think too much about it. I shouldn't have been mature and not shouted at you either, so... Let's just call all that water under the bridge, shall we? Are you sure? Of course I am. So how did you find me exactly? Well, have you heard of a message board called Dangerous You? I have, yeah. Well, truth is that I visit it from time to time, and the other day I read a thread that discussed the bar. And the description of the bartender sounded a lot like you. Are you mad? No, I'm not mad, more like dumbfounded. Hey, Jill, can you tell me what the problem was back then? What sparked that fight? Weren't you happy with my sister? Well, back then I don't know what to do with myself after I graduated college. I went in and pretty much hated my last couple of years there. It's not far-fetched to think that I only tolerated being there because your sister was with me. Had she stopped supporting my studies, I would have quit right then and there. And then after I graduated, I got a very good job offer that she accepted on my behalf in no time. She kept saying it was the best for me in my future, but I was livid. Why did she have to do that? I hated it. I didn't even know if I wanted to go there, but she still insisted so much. Like she was forcing the burden on me. And then my became our future, and she started talking about marriage. You were going to get married? I don't think we ever took it seriously. It was just something she kept mentioning. Not like we didn't think about that down the line, but she mostly teased me with it. But the thought suddenly scared the shit out of me. I loved her, but I didn't think I was ready for such a commitment, especially considering what she did. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wasn't going to let her decide such a big thing for me. I mean, she could be really pushy from time to time. Like I said, I'm pretty much past college thanks to her, to being with her, and that was partly because she was so pushy. Even if she had the best intentions, she could have, appraised from time to time, or be abrasive from time to time. And it rains down on me at that moment. She took it upon herself to make that choice for me. What would have stopped her once we got married? What if she suddenly decided to craft my life to her needs after marriage? I knew her. She would do it thinking it was the best for me, but what about my freedom? My say on the matter? So that's where you stopped loving Lenore? No. I never stopped loving her, which is why it hurts so much, but you have to understand. I didn't want to wake up 40 years old and working a job I hate. Just out of routine, getting used to it. I wanted to break free from everything for a while to put my thoughts in order. Regroup myself, think carefully about what to do next. I can understand. I've sometimes felt that same, although I'm not even in college. So that's what led you to fighting, huh? The word fight makes it sound like we exchanged blows or something. It's all silly when I think back to it. Tragically silly. Maybe I was the one who started the fight, getting all defensive about not wanting to take that offer. Perhaps if I didn't overreact to her argument about wasting this huge opportunity, maybe she would have listened out of, lashed out at me this bad. It could have been avoided if I hadn't just kept my cool and talked about that with her. My sister said something like that. Huh? I told you she mentioned on more than one occasion how sorry she was about the whole thing, right? Should have listened to her to the end, but instead I kept pushing her. Should have kept a cool head instead of letting my jealousy take the best of me. It was her offer, not mine. Should have stopped projecting myself so much into her. Something like that. Nora. You're quite the hotheads, you, me, and my sis. You were supposed to be the mature one, Play your role correctly. But why didn't you come back, Jill? Did you end up hating us that much? Did the break include us too? No, it's just that... Remember when your sister was giving a class and you broke a window? How you didn't want to see her for fear of being scolded? But my sister wouldn't have scolded you. But I was afraid. Dead afraid. I couldn't bring myself to face your sister. But I faced her back then, and I was like 7 at the time. Why couldn't you do it? It's not quite the same. And in perspective, no matter what reason I came up with, it will never make sense. Everything sounds very stupid when I look back, It's not that it makes things easier. I won't even get to speak to her even ever again, and it feels bad because it's stupid. I swear, you and my sister were meant for one another. You both moved on after all that, but neither had the courage to go back and say you're sorry. And like I said, berating myself over these past mistakes won't bring her back. I miss her so much, though. We were together all the time, always talking about dumb stuff. I wouldn't call my parents unless useless, but she was the one I could always talk to. I feel her absence every day. Everything is just so quiet now. She was an amazing person. Yeah, she was an amazing person. Huh? Mourning is fine and all, but we should be celebrating her life. If she was here, she would tell us that there's no fun in sulking for so long. She told you that all the time. Same way she told you to stop rubbing things in people's faces. Both figurative and literally. Hey, I was 8 back then. So let's have a toast to her honor, shall we? A toast? Yeah, let me get you a drink. A drink? Don't worry, trust me. Something sweet and probably non-alcoholic. Which I think would be something that is optional. Yeah, so we can give her a blue fairy. Grab this for a second. Okay. Nora, I know you're watching from the beyond right now, as I give a drink to your little sister. It's obvious to me now that we both meant to make amends at some point, but we never got around to it. I can't apologize to you anymore, but I can at the very least make your rest easier. So, know that I'll look out for Gabby in your absence. I'll make sure Gabby grows into a fine woman just like you were. I'll always be there for her. I'll be sure the little brat doesn't face the same problems you and I had. Hey, want to add anything? I'll always miss her. Don't say it to me, say it to her. That's a bit... Come on, just this once. I'll always miss you, sis. Sis, you idiot. Why did you keep that secret for so long? Idiot. I always told you everything wasn't I enough, you idiot! Hey, Jill, promise me you won't be like that knucklehead, that you won't keep stuff like that to yourself. Only if you promise the same with me. And promise me we won't fight. I can't do that. Huh? You and I are both too thick-headed. Sooner or later we'll clash on some opinion. But what I can promise is that I won't run away like last time. We'll both cool off and talk it over like the adults we are. I'm not an adult. Let's face it. You've been more mature than I have. Hey, did you mean what you said, that you'll look after me? I'll always be here for you, Gabby. I mean, I'm not Lenore, but I wouldn't dare leave my little sister alone. Jill. Hey, wasn't this a toast? Right. For Lenore, faithful sister and girlfriend. Cheers. Cheers. So... about this drink. Can I drink it? Do you like it? Take a sip. It's not bad. Why not drink it then? You're with an adult. You might as well break the alcohol taboo here now. Although I didn't put any alcohol in there. Right. Now that I think back to it, didn't your sister give you a beer once as a prank? Oh yeah, that. It was April Fool's. I should have known better than when she offered me apple soda. I put bubblegum on the soles of all her shoes in retaliation. She walked funny and my jaw hurt for the rest of the day. Yeah, but did you know you got my drink that time? Huh? She gave me a beer and it turned out to be apple soda. Oh. Did you get back at her? Well... got no signal, so a hallucination's gonna show up. I did hide all the dildos in the house that night, only to find out she knew how to use a cucumber. And as a follow-up, she used the same cucumber in the salad days later. Great. She said, so, do you like eating me for lunch? Oh boy. Jill, I'll tell you when you're older. Or never at all. Hey, Gabby, do your parents know you're here? I think I'm at Clary's, actually. Who? Oh, she's my best friend at school. And this Clary knows you're using her as an excuse, right? Of course. How would she cover for me otherwise? True. Will you go to her house afterwards? To be honest, I don't think that far. Or I didn't think that far. Maybe I will. I don't live in another district, but Clara does live close by, so... Well, can't be helped. I live nearby, and the streets aren't exactly safe at night. Why not stay with me tonight? Are you sure? I don't live in a mansion, but I'd say it's comfy enough, at least to spend the night. Sure, I'd love to stay with you. Great. Hey, does your dad still have that bakery? His bread was really good. Yep, he opened a second branch last year. So he's looking to expand. I think he got into a partnership with a friend in the Motor District. The guy saw an opportunity after realizing Motor District has almost no bakeries. I still remember when your sister introduced me to him. He started shouting, "I knew it! I fucking knew you were a lesbian! Mark one for Daddy!" I think he had this bet with an acquaintance of his ever since my sis was 12 years old or so. Dad said sis was into girls. The acquaintance didn't believe him. He bet a beer on whether he was right or not. That beer bottle is still in the fridge. It's labeled Sweet Victory. Your mom and Lenora never made up, did they? I guess that one wasn't as simple as the said one too many things argument. Mom was always obsessed with high society, and in her circle of friends, a lesbian daughter is a no-no. I'm still on my sister's side from that one, though. Mom didn't reject her because she herself was homophobic. She did it because her friends were. To Mom, the opinions of her circle of friends was worth more than her own daughter. How did she react to her death? Don't know. Mom and Dad broke up 2 years ago. They did? They never got married, so there was no proper divorce. I haven't seen her since August, I think. Did you two fight too? No, she just hasn't shown up. Must have felt alone, huh? I've been there. A bit, but I'm not lonely anymore, thanks to you. Thought there was going to be a party here. Hey, Alma, over here. Party? Small New Year's celebration. Want to stay for it? I don't want a kid to burden. Don't worry, you won't. You'll only get a cola for the night, though. No alcohol. It'll give us time to catch up even more. I can introduce you to some of my friends. Are you in? If you don't mind me. Great. Hey, Alma, come here. There's someone I want to introduce you to. Well, that was Valhalla. At least one ending, because there are a couple other endings you can get. But I have to say, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. Because I've always liked visual novels, but sometimes the problems is that I don't really like much of the characters that are designed. And this one, I mean, I pretty much liked all the characters. They were all interesting in their own way, even if they were sometimes annoying. And they all had character. They just weren't, you know, stereotypes that you see a lot of the times. That, and I did like the little, you know, bartending part of it too, which kind of gave more interactions than a lot of visual novels sometimes have, which usually only have read text until you get to a choice and choose which route you're going on. So that was fun too. And for their first game, I would say this is a sure bet on one that you should check out if you haven't, you know, checked it out. You know, like I said, since there's other endings, there's incentive for you to go play it. And I know that if you change some stuff around, if you put more alcohol in people's drinks, there's supposedly like extra text that goes on and stuff like that. So I hope you all enjoyed, and go through the rest of the credits here, and maybe if there is something after that, there will be that. Otherwise, I will see you in the next game. And as a prologue thing goes up there, there's supposedly supposed to be a prologue little mini thing sometime coming out that deals with the whole Corgi incident that happened right at the start of the game. But anyway, I will see you next time. can't believe you actually made me do that sleepover thing. You didn't have to accept, you know? Shut up. I'm having a good time. See, even Gabby is having fun. Relax a bit. Yeah, whatever. You know, Alma, you remind me a bit of my sis. I do? How? You always manage to get a reaction out of Jill. Sis always said that Jill acknowledges your presence is the best way to know she likes you. You're talking too much, Gabby. Aww. It's a different thing with you, though. With my sis, Jill was more frustrated. Like this one time where she bought her a shirt that... You're talking too much, little girl. A shirt that what? That had a picture of a cucumber on it. Oh, a cucumber? Just, what are you doing with my hair? Sorry, it got stuck in one of my fingers. Seriously. So I'm a bit like Lenore, huh, then? No, you just remind me of her a bit. Moreover, my sis wasn't as what this girl is trying to say is that with your tits and ass, you could build a Lenore and a half out of that mess. That just means there's enough to share with both of you. Share? You're talking too much, Alma. I guess this is where we part ways, huh? Sadly, I'm bound to this city. I can only falsify my identity effectively around here. I really wanted to thank you, Chief, for the second chance you gave me. If we ever cross paths again, Gil, we're leaving for like a week and a half or something. Don't be so dramatic. But and you're taking care of my apartment. We will cross paths because I live there. The time you spend setting up a useful fare, well, could be used asking me things about the place. Like, where's the switch and valves are. But I already know they're in the control panel you made. But I like to talking about the control panel. I'm proud of it. Speaking of obsessive likes, Jill, stop calling Armitage. She'll take care of your four-ball just fine. Or your fur-ball, or four-ball, I guess, too. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about me. I've never been away from for this long. I don't want, can't speak. I don't what I'll do. I can't speak. Don't know what I'll do is probably what they meant. You'll do just fine. You did pretty well for the last 25 years before finding him. Yeah, but we're leaving. Oh yeah, before I forget, I left you a box of condoms on the first drawer of the desk, Gil. You what? You what? Hey, if he wants to bring his new girlfriend or whatever here, I want him to be ready. Oh, but just one condition. If you're going to fuck like rabbits, stay away from my room. I have too many pics of my Imuato there, and I don't want their eyes soiled. Emma who? Little sister. Then just say little sister. Yeah, whatever. First stop, Panama!